Today, me and Dylan are going to give you the UFC truths that fans, including yourself, need to accept.
Do you have any facts that I need to accept?
Maybe that Paddy Pimblett will never become champion, but I'm sure you'll disagree with some of my takes here.
If there better not be anything Paddy related on there.
No, there's not. But my first take, I'm going to get out of the way because this fight got canceled, but I think the point still stands. Brandon Royval would school Manel Cap in their fight.
Yeah.
I looked at his resume. This dude has only lost against Pantoja. That is insane. He had that early loss to Moreno, but then got it back. Mm-hmm. Other than that, he has a flawless record in the UFC at flyweight.
Yeah, he's legit.
He is so legit.
He is so legit.
And the fact that he's never been champion, it's crazy.
Crazy.
All right, what's your first truth?
This one is people I think that they were on it and then they're off of it now. But Bo Nickel is a legitimate prospect in the UFC. He is a future top contender in middleweight.
Yeah.
His I think we see the way that his wrestling truly isn't that bad, and then what he's doing, we're seeing all these top prospects losing, and he hasn't lost. No matter what it takes for him to win, he still is getting the win.
It's true.
And he's not fighting plumbers either anymore.
Yeah. Paul Craig is
he's fighting legit fighters.
Sure.
He's ranked now. So I guess he's not technically a prospect, but he hasn't had a fight inside the rankings yet.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And hey, I'm the one who put him on my pillars of the UFC going forward. So I better believe in this guy. Yeah, that's a good take because people need to understand once we see the fraud checks coming out, every single fighter has lost their O. At UFC 311 and now UFC 312, not a single undefeated fighter won.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. But hey, Bo Nickel is still undefeated. Next take. Topuria has the best chance at killing Makhachev and his fans are scared of it.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
That fight does so much. I want to see Makhachev go up and get his second belt or even try Dricus at middleweight, even though that's a terrible idea. I want to see that as much as Makhachev fans do. But if they're going to make the Topuria fight, you have to stop saying that it does nothing for his legacy because that's just not true.
I think that Topuria gains more from it.
Yeah.
But Makhachev beating Topuria, it's and it's something that will age over time. Better.
Exactly. If that was his next win and that's all he did for the rest of his career, if Makhachev got a win over Topuria and that's all he did and retired after that, he would still be minimum
3.
top 3 in the GOAT conversation.
Yeah. And you would have to have a real conversation for 2.
Yeah.
All right, my next one, this is one that I've talked about before. I think I maybe have to mention this is a hot take video. But Pantoja is the most underrated fighter in the UFC. Mm-hmm. And maybe one of the most underrated fighters of all time.
I would agree with that.
I think that people don't talk about his legacy when they're talking about guys in the top 25, never mentioned.
And I don't think they ever will.
No.
It's not one of those fighters, in my opinion. I don't think it's one of those fighters where we're going to look back in 5 years or 10 years and be like, oh, Pantoja. I just think he's never going to get the respect.
Yeah, we'll talk about Henry Cejudo. He's on that cusp, but Pantoja's arguably had a better career than Cejudo. Cejudo was just a double champ.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Cejudo's a weird one.
It's weird because he has such highs.
Yeah.
But it's
and then it's Cejudo.
It's the DJ one.
All right, my next take. Gaethje, Poirier, Oliveira, and Volk will all retire in 2 years.
Sorry, Gaethje,
Poirier, Oliveira, and Volk.
Oh, not Charles.
They're all going to retire in 2 years.
Yeah.
And that division is going to be completely different.
Yeah, lightweight it's legit scary what the future of lightweight's going to look like.
Yeah. Those are probably 4 of the biggest fan favorite fighters, excluding champions. Mm-hmm. And they're all going to be gone.
Yeah, there are guys who are good in the lightweight prospects, we even had that fight the other day on the pay-per-view where they were both 6'3" lightweights.
Yeah, Tom Nolan.
Yeah. Dude was huge.
Yeah.
So there's guys, there's guys, there's Rebecca Norelby, you know, there's Joel Alvarez, there's Chase Hooper. There's guys, but they're not the guys that we love, and it'll take time for us to get used to that.
Yeah. It's weird. Who's going to replace Charles Oliveira, bro? Who's going to do that?
The dude from this weekend.
No, not
that. Literally was just mimicking him.
Yeah, no, he had Charles in his corner. Yeah. It was against Jack Jenkins. Was it Silva? Was his last name Silva?
That's a good shout.
That's a good shout. When in doubt, Brazilian.
Bruno.
Yeah, there's so many Bruno Silvas, bro. Okay, what's your next take?
Another one relating to Pantoja, but neither Kai Kara France nor Manel Kopp can knock out Pantoja. You know, I think that they got power, but like Pantoja's a different beast.
Pantoja Glaze starts at 0-0. Pantoja Glaze ends at.
I've been glazing Pantoja for like the last 2 months.
Yeah. I agree with that again. You don't need to pretend to be a Bilal fan to be a hardcore UFC fan.
Ooh. Bedtime.
Dude, it's crazy how if you just say that you don't enjoy wrestling like a Bilal fight or even like a Merab fight. I love Merab last fight, but Merab has had some pretty
Ron versus Sean O'Malley sucked.
Yeah, exactly. Especially for a Sphere event. But if you say that you don't like that on Twitter or even on a big YouTube channel, you will get flamed in the comments.
Yeah, well, we say that we don't want to watch Evloev versus Sterling. You guys don't like real
And that
MMA.
wasn't even the worst. Like,
yeah.
That was not that bad. Bilal
We don't want to watch guys sit in guard all day.
Yeah.
Or just lay on each other.
Yeah.
Aldo versus Batista.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Pennington versus Pena.
Such high club. That's not what we want to watch.
Yeah. Zhang Weili, though, that's what we want to watch.
Oh, my goat.
The goat.
Both of my queens won this weekend.
Great win. Yeah, they did. You got some good picks on you.
Yeah.
Except for Jack Jenkins. Back to the prelims, buddy.
Yikes. All right, this is one. Paddy Pimblett is a legit future contender in lightweight.
Mm-hmm.
Just because lightweight really doesn't have a bona fide future guy.
Bona fide
12-time, undisputed.
That's going to be Paddy in 3 years?
Yeah.
12-time champ?
Makachev isn't going to be there forever.
Mm-hmm.
And who's going to be there? It's going to be the guys that we were talking about 2 minutes ago.
Armin Sarkarian. Let me tell you something about Armin.
He's older.
Dude, Chael Sonnen pisses me off. So annoying. Yeah, no, that's valid. He will be, if he gets past Chandler, he's already there. You know, if he didn't have a fight for 2 years like Vettori and just waits until everyone else retires, he's chilling.
Just reading your text message to the group chat.
Well, guys, should I tell them?
No.
Should I tell them what I found?
No.
I could incriminate Dylan so hard here.
No.
All right, I'll move on to my next hot take then. Conor McGregor is more likely to box Mr. Beast than he is to come back to MMA. It's so true. He is never coming back. Ever.
Yeah, and I don't think the UFC can take that risk again. Oh, let's advertise another McGregor fight. What's gonna happen?
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen.
It's actually wild to think that we had a fight with him
6 months ago.
Yeah.
We were getting ready to watch McGregor fight.
And that seems like a faraway dream now. Like, it's never going to happen, bro.
Yeah.
Give it up.
All right, my next one. Prayer will have no issues with Ankalaev. You Uncle Ank Glazers.
Uncle Ank Glaze.
Unk.
He's not going to win, bro. He can't.
Yeah, and it's like, and people are going to be like, oh, Prayer's good. It's like, yeah, Ankalaev has done nothing. Oh, sorry. I can't say that Ankalaev's done nothing in his career.
He beat Johnny Walker, buddy.
Yeah.
He beat Johnny Walker.
Right? Rakic.
Oh, Rakic win. Goated. Yeah, no, I have Prayer in that fight, but people are underestimating Prayer just like they underestimate Zhang Weili. You know? They don't respect the wrestling, the improvements. Zhang Weili is a beast now in wrestling.
Yeah.
Don't disrespect. Ank is the Tatiana Suarez of light heavyweight. Okay, DC would have never been champ if Jones stayed clean.
Real.
Yeah.
Real.
And it's sad to say because everyone loves DC. And he's, top 15.
I don't know if I love DC.
Okay, well, most people love DC. Except on commentary when he's eating.
Because maybe I never got to watch him live,
Yeah, that's fair.
We're youngins out here.
We're youngins.
Even though you got a kid now.
Yeah, crazy, man. And my kid's going to grow up to be Valentina Shevchenko Jr. That's what I named her, actually. Yeah, I just think, look, DC's a great fighter, but if John Jones was always in the picture, his career would not be a top 15 fighter of all time. And that's wild to think about. That's
real.
Yeah.
Or if just Jones stays clean, does DC move up to heavyweight earlier?
It's possible.
To try to escape him. If he loses twice to him in light heavyweight, I think he moves up quicker.
Yeah, it's possible.
Something we talked about in another video. You're going to love this take. City Kickboxing is no longer a great gym.
Yeah.
Like, who knows? Maybe they're just in a cold stretch,
Yeah.
But it's also just the way that, like, kickboxing isn't really the thing right now. You know, it's about
drive. It's about power.
We stay humble, we devour.
Throw back to the Rock rapping.
But yeah, like it's about that strength, that conditioning, that heart, that grit, and I lack seeing that in anyone from that
City
division.
Kickboxing does not train that.
No.
Yeah.
They need to take that John Cena hustle, loyalty, respect crash course.
They need to take a Tony Robbins workshop for the weekend. Yeah. I have one that you're going to love about this. Joe Rogan has awful takes on commentary. In brackets, fighters should start the next round in whatever position they ended in. Like, Joe Rogan has some of the worst takes for being a extremely hardcore fan from the beginning. Dude has awful takes.
Okay, but hear me out.
Hear me out.
All he does is talk for a living. That's all he does. No, but like he talks more than us.
No, I know, but
his life is talking. He's bound to say some stupid things. You know,
but this is a take that he's repeatedly believed in.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Yeah.
But that's also because he's like a judo guy. Is he judo? He was judo.
He did taekwondo.
He's done all of them actually.
And jujitsu and kickboxing.
Yeah, but like he just like is like.
He's just an old head, man.
Yeah,
he's just an old head. That's why like I don't love him whispering in Dana's ear because like what is he yapping about? You know what is he talking about? I do worry a little bit, but the sport would die.
Yeah, like that's something that would never happen. You know, because that gets rid of those epic beginning of round moments.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't have Pereira head kicking Yuri.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are you doing if a guy's right on top of him? Take a break, lay down, and then just get to feed into him fresh ground and pound?
Yeah, that makes no sense.
Are you trying to kill people? Like,
yeah. Tell me if you guys agree, because this is something that I haven't really heard a lot of people talk about, but I just think he has some of the worst takes on commentary. But he is like a good commentator, you know?
Yeah.
Like he's a good commentator, but I feel like he doesn't do any research for his fight nights, which is fair because he's a rich, famous person, a celebrity pretty much, and he does this for fun. So I respect that he still does it, and I do like him. I think him, Anik, and DC are still like that's the
best three.
That's the best
three.
You know what I mean?
And like, yeah. Joe isn't obviously as invested as he used to be.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's got so much going on.
Yeah.
You know, but like I think that his insight.
Hey, I respect him turning down Kamala to watch 308. I would have done the same thing. That's a real UFC fan right there.
Who even fought on 308? Oh my word. Never mind. That was terrible of me. High level women's MMA is entertaining.
Yeah, of course.
But I think that there's people who are just literally sold on the fact that women's MMA is terrible, and
that's true. Most casuals,
they refuse to watch it. But like
all of our friends,
yeah,
pretty much.
Second anything there's women's, they're on their phones. Like they were on their phones for 25 minutes on Saturday.
So were you?
No, I wasn't.
Oh, Zhang Weili.
Yeah, I couldn't take my eyes off of that. I even told my mom that was my wife up on the screen.
I love the braids coming out.
Yeah,
it looked like a true
fire
Chinese dragon. This one's, I mean, it's just simple. UFC rankings mean nothing.
Yeah,
they're irrelevant. Bo Nickel got ranked off beating Paul Craig. Shara Bullet got ranked off beating Armin Petrosian. Shamil Gaziev is ranked number 11. Tai Tuivasa is ranked number 10. Cyril Gahn is the number one contender in heavyweight.
Rakic is 5.
Like, there's so many examples of
years above Ortega.
Yeah, there's so many examples of the rankings just being complete garbage. And, you know, realistically, if a person is hype and they have a good winning streak, this dude just touched me under the table.
He touched me first.
I have a kid, bro. I have a kid. All right? You can't be doing that anymore.
Khabib still beats Islam.
Really? Yeah, maybe. It's so tough, though.
The wrestling is just
so tough.
Because if that fight's on the feet.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. But decision, like, it's going to decision. It has to.
Yeah.
Imagine Islam cinches up a Darce choke on Khabib. That'd be wild.
It's actually not Islam's signature move. He's only done it recently. Shut up. He's done it like that's his new thing. He's trying to pull that thing all the time.
Yeah. It's too good. He's too good.
It's not a signature. Shut up.
I do agree with that, though. Khabib has as good of a chance probably than anyone in the lightweight division right now to beat Islam.
Like realistically, anyone from lightweight or featherweight all time, Khabib has the best chance to ever have beaten Islam.
Yeah. What about this one? MMA judging is just as bad as boxing.
Ooh. Like I'm not woke like that in boxing. You know? Like I ain't cultured like that.
All right.
But like,
But
I hear the
about-
stories about boxing judging being just terrible, you know, and it's tough because it's like all sport officiating, you know. Like I treat judges more so like the referees in like a basketball or like a football game, you know. They're over time they're going to make bad calls, you know, they're going to make bad decisions, but some of them are just terrible. Like it is, and it's also because there's no set standard for judging. They say there is, but there's no legitimate standard for judging. And that's what screws everything up. Because as fans, we don't know what we're supposed to be watching for. If you're telling the judges to watch for something and not telling us, then it's like, of course we're going to be upset. You know, but there's been a lot of inexcusable decision or
but I just think like if MMA had 5 judges like boxing does,
it would be terrible.
I feel like we'd get the same all over the or sorry, not 5 judges. If MMA had the same amount of rounds as boxing does. Yeah. Like there would be scorecards all over the place because we already see it in a 5-round fight. Imagine a 12-round fight, bro. It would be chaos.
12-round MMA.
12-round MMA, and the scorecards are all over the place. Yeah. So that's my take.
This is one that we're both big on in terms of legacy, resume over stats. You know, people love to talk about these win streaks of beating up plumbers, but then you can't name a single person that they beat.
Yeah, exactly.
Jose Aldo, compared to the guys that have just beaten the best fighters of all time. You know, that's how it goes.
Yeah. I agree with that.
It's an individual sport.
How many more do you have?
I have one.
All right. I also have one more. Last one. Strickland has the best jab in the UFC, at least in the top 4 weight classes. It's so good.
It's nasty.
It's just he doesn't do anything else.
Yeah.
You know? He doesn't have any good offense.
He had so many nice counter jabs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
I just can't think of anyone else who even comes close. Like, definitely not in the middleweight division.
Especially at the rate, you know?
Yeah.
Like, he throws it more than anyone.
Yeah.
That like, you know, like, maybe Pereira's jab is more effective, but it's like Strickland's jab is better.
Yeah.
You know?
Because he just uses it more often. It's tough, though. Because, like, I'm not saying he's the best fighter in those 4 weight classes by any means, but for that one weapon, in my opinion, the jab is still the most important weapon in all of fighting. And so it's like he does it so well, and that's why he's such a high level. But other than that, he doesn't really have much offense to offer, you know? It's really just waiting, pushing forward, but also waiting for a counter. And it doesn't work all the time. Like we saw it against Dricus in the last fight. He played his game on the feet, pretty much no takedowns for Dricus, and he still lost. So it's like you got to change up something, man.
Yeah. All right, my last thing is something that I'm really high on lately. I mean, I think we've seen it especially this year. But losing a fight as a prospect doesn't mean you'll never be a good fighter. You know, just because Peyton Talbot lost this one fight doesn't mean he's going to be terrible forever. You know, they're still young. You know, we look at guys like Islam Makhachev, lost early on and is now where he's at right now. You know, we look at the terrible run that guys like Charles Oliveira and Max Holloway went on when they were younger.
Yeah.
Both top 20-ish fighters of all time, champions, multiple title defenses.
Yeah.
You know, losing a fight early on, I think especially when they're super early on, it doesn't worry me the same. It's different when they're losing those fights around the rankings, you know, and like those low ranking fights. That's a different story, you know. But losing them early on when you're so young, that's not the big deal. It's like when a guy like Shara loses this fight. Like that's like, yeah, that proved that he wasn't legit, you know? But Peyton Talbot losing doesn't prove to me anything.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I do think there's a good point. We probably put too much stock into prospects losing. And it's weird because Max Holloway and Charles Oliveira, like those aren't the guys who were being pushed as big undefeated prospects. But then they became some of the best fighters of all time.
Yeah.
So I wonder, like, who of this generation are those fighters who we're just completely sleeping on, but they're going to go on a crazy run?
Justin Taffa.
No, Junior Taffa.
Dude, they're both have no desire. Like they actually have no desire to fight. They get hit once and they quit.
Yeah, that's why I think like Joel Alvarez could be a dangerous guy.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that's like
under the radar, and then all of a sudden he's on a win streak.
And I think that's also where you see like a guy like Carlos Prates, you know? And that's the thing with the fighting nerds is that, you know, it's not just a gym full of undefeated guys that have been hyped for 3 or 4 years. Like these were guys that were like actually had to work their way and then over this last year, people were like, oh yeah, these guys are legit. They're all winning. You know, they're all from the same gym. It wasn't like they were just like given these layup fights either, you know?
Yeah. I wonder if it also has something to do with like prospects who are hyped, they're going to have easier paths in their early journey. And then once they do get to a roadblock like Raoni Barcelos for Peyton Talbot, it's like, oh, I should have had this type of learning experience in my third fight.
Against someone that you can actually recover against, not a guy that's been around for 10 years.
Exactly. Or just the fact that you're in the UFC now and you're expected to win every fight. Gene Silva has a lot of losses on his, not a lot, but some. Same with Carlos Prates, you know. And I feel like they're not getting the same treatment as an up-and-coming prospect from the US or Russia is. Not taking on 0-0, 0-2 opponents. They're taking whoever the frick stands in front of them.
Yeah, exactly. And I think Russian prospects, for the most part, are a little bit different, or they were different for a bit. They're on a bad streak over the last year, but I feel like they were coming in better prepared. You know, they were coming in later, which kind of gave them, they were a little bit more prepared, but like late, I think they've kind of pushed them a little bit younger. And
yeah, well, I think it's just the explosion of success of the sport there.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to do it. So you're going to get some guys.
You're getting some quantity.
Exactly.
Over quality.
Exactly.
But that's going to wrap it up for us today. Go down to the comments. Let us know what are some truths that we need to accept here on Donson's Corner. What are we delusional about over here? While you're down there, make sure you guys are liking and subscribing. We appreciate all the love and support. And we'll see you guys next time. Peace.
See ya.